Tonight we've got a search for a killer as the family mourns the loss of a daughter, a sister, and niece. 18-year-old Ayana McAllister was home on spring break when she was shot and killed in Northeast last night. Police say she was an innocent bystander. On social media, an outpouring of grief from the victim's family. The victim's father posting this picture with the simple phrase, "My baby." Another of the victim's aunts says she was bright, intelligent, talented young woman, beautiful inside and out. McAllister attended St. Augustine College in Raleigh, North Carolina. And late today, the school tweeted, "Please pray for the family of Anthony McAllister, his wife and daughter, as they mourn the loss of their daughter and sister." The tweet indicates that Ayana's father attended the very same college. Her sister is currently enrolled at that very same school. D.C. Councilman Vincent Gray, former mayor, he represents Ward 7 where this happened. Your reaction to this?
Well, it's another senseless tragedy, Bruce. You get weary after a point of having to deal with situations like this. And, you know it's trite to say, but we've got to find solutions, and the solutions are among us. We've got to be able to recognize that we've got people out here doing wanton things. We need more police officers on the street, which is what I've been fighting to be able to make happen. The number of police officers we have in this city is at one of the lowest levels in a very, very long time.
But I did an interview with Chief Newsham, right after the mayor announced he was going to be the chief, and he says it's a mistake to equate lower crime with more officers. He says there are other things that come into play here.
Well, I think one of the biggest factors we've got to look at is whether people feel safe. And there are far too many people who live in this city, especially on the east end of the city in Ward 7 and 8, who don't feel safe at this point. And more officers, bringing the level up to what we're authorized to, which is 4,000. We're close to 3,700, almost 300 officers below that at this stage, Bruce. And we need to work to retain who we have and to bring more officers on. And Bruce, my whole life has been spent working with children, so I don't want to, leave the impression I think only having police officers is the only solution. It's only part of the solution.
I'm concerned about the psyche of these young people. Okay, these young people in some homes, mother and father, a lot of homes, single parent. Like the three young people that we talked to earlier, you saw those interviews. They have dreams and aspirations,
Absolutely.
Just like Ayana had.
Absolutely.
She wasn't in the wrong place. She was where she was supposed to be, okay?
Right.
The gunman was in the wrong place. What do we do to make these young people feel safe and be safe? Or is that just impossible in an urban environment? When a guy's got the gun and he's the, quote, the law.
I don't think it's impossible, of course. If you believe that, you have a sense of hopelessness about things. But I think, one, having the full complement of officers that we're authorized would be a good start. And secondly, Bruce, we've got to recognize that this is a growing city. We're adding 1,000 to 1,200 people every month to our population. That's why I've introduced a bill to get it up to 4,200. But that's only part of the solution. We have something that Councilmember McDuffie was spearheaded a year ago that didn't even get funded by the mayor, called the NEAR Act. That's the Neighborhood Engagement Achieving Results Act, which is a lot of additional programs that we put in place.
Can I add this to this conversation and subsequent conversations? There's a gunman out there, okay, who fired at minimum 12 rounds into a crowd of people. He didn't care who he hit, okay?
Right.
He's out there. Somebody knows who he is. Somebody knows how police can get to this guy. Could you talk to your citizens out there right now in Ward 7, if he's from Ward 7? What should they do if they've got information? Because, a lot of people still feel as though they don't want to cooperate with police. They don't want to squeal. They don't want to turn this guy in.
Well, first of all, I think the whole idea of not being a snitch is just mindless. We're having our kids who are being killed on the streets. And to suggest that we shouldn't talk about who this person is or tell them who the person is if we know so, that again is just mindless to me, Bruce. Secondly, there are $25,000 rewards that are offered for people who offer information. And I know they can remain anonymous along the way, unless the need becomes there becomes a need for them to speak up. So we've got to get people past the point where they think they're doing something noble, to not talk about people who commit heinous and dastardly acts like this.
I think about this, and I think the guys who are breaking into the gun stores and stealing the weapons, those guns are stolen to end up in places like we saw last night, to be used for situations like that. It's all connected. People have got to stop being afraid, stop being silent.
I agree. And I talked at a hearing recently. I talked to the new chief, Chief Newsham, who's been appointed by the current mayor. And he talked about getting illegal guns off the street. And I said, that's a noble, effort, that's a noble objective, but how do you do that, Chief?
Right.
And I didn't get an answer.
A lot of people trying to get answers to that one. And been trying for quite some time. I got you, okay. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Bruce.
All right, okay,
appreciate it.
All right.